Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Darrell Bean Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we bring you NCAC field hockey action. Tonight, the Quakers will look to get back on the winning side of things. They'll take on one of the top teams in the NCAC in the Tigers of Depauw. Great to have you with us. The Quakers at 4-11 on the season overall. They're 3-9 in conference play. Meanwhile, Depauw at 11-4 overall, 10-2 in the conference. The last time these two teams met, it was all Depauw back on October the 7th, in which the Tigers beat the Quakers by a final of 10-1. The Quakers hoping to reverse that coming up here tonight. When we come back in a moment, we'll take a closer look at the Tigers and what the Quakers have done recently. That's coming up in just a moment. This is Earlham Field Hockey right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Earlhamites, staying connected with the college is easy thanks to your alumni office. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, access the alumni directory on Earlham's online portal, read the Earlhamite magazine, and visit us online. We're here for you. Go Quakers!
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power & Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power & Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power & Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
We get ready for tonight's matchup. Again, the Tigers and the Quakers here at Darrell Bean Stadium. Depauw again at 11-4, but they lost their last outing to Denison by a final of 2-1 in overtime. 57 goals on the year. They're averaging nearly 4 goals per game this season. 297 shots. Gives you a pretty good idea of how many shots they've compared to the Quakers this year, only 132. They will put a lot of shots on goal coming up here tonight. The Quakers defensively will have to play extremely well. For the Quakers, again, they come in at 4-11 overall, 3-9 in the NCAC. They lost their last time out to Kenyon by a final of 4-0. The Quakers in their last 6 games have been outscored 28-3. Quakers only averaging 1.36 goals per game, and their shot percentage is down to 144. Meanwhile, Depauw, their shot percentage is at an even 200. So you can see some big number differences there, and the Quakers averaging only 9.4 shots per game. 96 penalty corners for the Quakers. Depauw with 177 corners coming into this one here tonight. And think about these numbers. Megan Hutt, 8 goals, 2 assists. She leads the Quakers with 18 points. On the other side, Paige Berliner, 17 goals, 8 assists, good enough for a team-leading 42 points. And Riley Bruce, 12 goals and an assist, 25 points on the year. There is a good, balanced scoring team here tonight for Depauw. We will not see their top goaltender here in tonight's game, or will we? We certainly will, as Sarah Gudnert will be starting tonight. Gudert is, so far on the season, averaging 1.49 goals against average. She has 83 saves, and so she will start tonight, the sophomore at Columbus, and Kate Korobkina will start tonight for the Quakers in goal as well. All right, when we come back in a moment, we will get you the starting lineups, and this one will be underway in just moments. It's Depauw and Earlham here at Darrell Bean Stadium on the campus of Earlham College. This is Earlham Field Hockey right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot district that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Are you ready to get into shape and start feeling better? There is a solution right here in Richmond. It's Family Fitness Works, the area's largest fitness facility with over 400 classes per month. Spinning, core works, body work, Zumba, CrossFit, body pump, and more. If you are serious about getting into shape and having fun doing it, challenge yourself today by joining Family Fitness Works. Call for more information at 765-935-9191 or go to their website at familyfitnessworks.com. Do you need help taking care of your car? I know my family does. That's why we take our vehicles to Beach Automotive in Richmond. We've been relying on Brad and his crew for years, and they always take good care of us without breaking the bank. For great auto service, stop by Beach Automotive at 110 East Main. Give them a call at 966-8181 or go to their website at beach-auto.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, the very best in pizza and grinders. We use only the highest quality meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It's impossible not to taste the difference. Every morning we bake our bread to ensure our customers the freshest sandwiches. Mancino's offers more than grinders. They also have fantastic specialty pizzas and salads. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or after the game. Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. The taste of quality you expect.
Earlham alumni, do you think your Earlham experience ended when you graduated? No way. Your alumni council works to keep alumni connected to the college and to represent the alumni through outreach activities on campus. Interested in joining? Contact the alumni office.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all hand-picked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at tonyscarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Number 2, Annie Wyman. Number 4, Natalie Abbott. Number 5, Sophia Carretero. Number 6, Paige Berliner. Number 8, Riley Miller. Number 12, Riley Bruce. Number 18, Maddie Birds. Number 23, Grace Goodbarn. Number 25, Addie Ball. And number 29, Rose Revelinski. The call is in direction of Erica Domkowski. She is assisted by Brittany Baracalo. Now for your Quakers. In goal, wearing number 99, Kate Karabkina. Number 2, Natalie Blatz. Number 4, Tu Pham. Number 5, Tori Posey. Number 6, Christina Bruner. Number 7, Caitlin Bruner. Number 9, Sam Volonsky. Number 10, Isabella Grasso. Number 11, Megan Hutt. Number 14, Maita Turlings. And number 18, Olivia Honigman. Earlham is under direction of Heather Moore. She is assisted by Bailey Heinzen. Now if I can ask everyone to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you sleep by the dawn's early light? What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
Table is set, ready to go for this one here tonight. Welcome back once again to Darrell Bean Stadium. The updated NCAC standings, Kenyon 11-1. Depauw beat them this year. Depauw is at 10-2. Denison coming in at 9-3, with Ohio Wesleyan and Wittenberg both at 6-6 on the year. Worcester and Earlham at 3-9. And Oberlin is at 0-12. Other games going on tonight in field hockey action, including Worcester at Denison, Wittenberg at Ohio Wesleyan, and Oberlin is on the road at Washington and Jefferson. We're ready to get this one underway. The Tigers will be in their gold uniforms tonight with the black pants, the Quakers in their all maroon, and this one's ready to get started. We've had some light rain showers and a windy night here tonight coming out of the west. We'll see if the rain will hold off for the remainder of this one here this evening. We mentioned Sarah Gundert out of Columbus, Ohio. She's given up 23 goals on the year, a 1.49 goals against average. Quakers will counter with Kate Korbkina once again here this evening. So this one is ready to get underway. Quakers will finish out their season coming up on Saturday. That'll be an 11 o'clock start time. We'll have the match for you right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. So the Quakers will attack left to right to open this one up here tonight. The Tigers will defend to our right. Natalie Blatz through FAM tonight for the Quakers. Tori Posey, Christina Bruner, Caitlin Bruner, Sam Belinsky, Isabella Grosso, Megan Hutt, Maite Turlings, along with Olivia Heinigman and Kate Korbkina. Tigers will possess the ball first. Quakers, as we had mentioned a couple of moments ago, have been outscored in the first half this season 29-6. So they're going to have to get off to a good start here tonight and defend against a very, very good offensive team in the Tigers of Depauw. Depauw will have it in control first. We're watching them a little bit in warm-ups earlier, and they do a very good job of possession. They were working a lot on the penalty corners, and the Quakers will really have to defend that penalty corner well here tonight. As the ball brought up the near sideline, that's Maddie Birds out of Wilmette, Illinois. Ball goes out of bounds here to the near side, and Depauw will put it in play. That is Birds. Ball brought back and reversed to the far side, and you'll see a lot of that here tonight for the Tigers. And again, their possession will be incredible if the Quakers are unable to get steals here tonight. There's Goodbarn out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Berliner is their leading scorer, as we mentioned, just an incredible year, and she's in there immediately, and the Quakers able to come out with a steal as Turlings trying to take that one to the far sideline. Two Depauw defenders there, and now it'll be Megan Hutt. Ball stolen away. Looked like that might have been Goodbarn once again for Depauw. Ball work to the right side of the strike circle, and that'll be whistled dead. Violation against the Quakers, and so now the Depauw Tigers will take over once again. Ball squirts away inside the circle. Now the Quakers got to hustle back on defense. And a good job by Tori Posey to clear that one out, but not far enough as the ball continues to stay in Earlham territory. And we've got a whistle and a violation called on the Tigers. So Earlham will go on the counterattack. Just underway here again at Darrell Bean Stadium, one of the rare nighttime matchups we've had in the season of the Quakers. Just most of their games are played during the day.
Yeah, I read
But again, a lot of night games here tonight around the North Coast Athletic Conference. So again, the Tigers will reverse it to the far side. Annie Wyman out of Akron, Ohio, trying to work it up to the right sideline, but the Quakers are able to come up with the steal. That'll be Natalie Blatz, and that'll be through Pham. Pham has it taken away, and once again the Tigers to the right sideline. Boy, good dribbling right here as they keep their head up and their eyes up. A good centering pass as well, but unable to keep it on her stick was Addie Ball. And again, the Tigers work it to the near side. Good look at Goodbarn. Goodbarn looking back to the middle. She had Rose Revelinski there, and the foul will be called against the Quakers. Quakers again back on defense. Good stick that time by Grasso, trying to get the steal. The ball centered, and it'll go wide on the attempt, and that was Berliner once again. As Berliner looking for her 18th goal of the season, and she didn't miss that one by much. And the ball will be brought back outside the strike circle, and that's where the Quakers will take over. For the Quakers on defense, Sam Belinsky, as the ball goes to the far side and will stay in bounds. A Depauw player went to the turf, and that was number 4, Natalie Abbott. And the Quakers trying to get it past midfield here and unable to do so against that Tiger defense. And once again, the Tigers able to stop the attack for the Quakers. Sophia Carretero there for Depauw. And now the Quakers have an opportunity right here. Let's see if they can cash in. Still no score here in the first half as the ball brought up the near sideline. Good quickness and the steal by the Tigers. On the dribble, that's Riley Miller. So far, the Tigers a little bit quicker down on the attack than the Quakers, and a nice steal this time for Earlham is coming up with a stick that time, Turlings. And the ball back to midfield. A good look at Megan Hutt, but Megan draws the double team. And another steal here for the Tigers. Near sideline to Maddie Birds. Birds, the centering ball, and Korobkina better get it out of there pretty quick. The ball hung right in front of the net, a little bit too long, and looks like we'll have our first penalty corner. And this will be number 1 on the day. And again, as I mentioned a couple of moments ago, the Tigers were working pretty extensively on the penalty corner. And they'll work it on the hash mark just to the left. Waiting for the runner for the Quakers to get her shoe tied. They'll use Grasso as the runner out front. Try to stop that opening pass, make her commit one way or the other. Ball inside the strike circle, and that'll be scored. So the Tigers on the penalty corner get the goal, and we'll wait and see who they officially give that goal to. And Earlham falling behind here in the first half, and once again, the first half has not been kind to the Quakers. As Earlham has now been outscored 30-6 in the first half of play, as that ball all the way past the goal line and will go out of bounds. Officially, they will give the goal to Riley Bruce, the sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. So it's Bruce on the goal. Riley scoring her 13th goal of the season. Now second on the team in points with 27. A steal and a takeaway now for the Tigers as they quickly get it to Addie Ball on the dribble. And once it gets past midfield, the Quakers there to get the steal. And now it's a 50-50 ball. And it'll be run down once again by the Tigers. That is Grace Goodbarn. And Goodbarn immediately, and you can see they're really intent on getting that ball down the field. And they're working against the wind. They're going to have the wind at their back in the second half. But they've done a nice job, speaking of Depauw, really pushing the tempo here in the first half of play. Just outside the circle to the right. And that'll be Goodbarn once again leading the attack. The Quakers there to knock it out of bounds off the stick of Caitlin Bruner. And once again, the Tigers work it outside. Once it gets inside that strike circle, here's another opportunity for the Tigers, and we will have a penalty corner. This will be number 2. Now, the Tigers just scored off a penalty corner. This will now be the 179th penalty corner on the year for Depauw, so you get a pretty good idea of why they work on it as much as they do. They had success with their first one. Again, they'll work it out front. Hard shot knocked down. The Karam will bring it back outside the strike circle to the right. Carretero there for Depauw, and that'll go wide and past the goal line, and the Quakers survive the second penalty corner, I do believe, and they will. Once that ball goes past the goal line in that situation, the Tigers able to keep it, last touched by the Quakers, and they brought it back outside the strike circle, and it'll be worked now to the left. Good centering ball. Korobkina following that one, able to kick it out with a right pad, and that one will go out of bounds on the far sideline. And once again, the Tigers will put it in play from the spot where it went out of bounds. We'll see where they'll work it this time. They're going to stay to that right side of the strike circle and attack from there, as that's Korobkina once again knocking it out of bounds, and she's come out both times way outside the net area on that post to the right, and it's leaving an open area to the back side. The Quakers will have to cover that up quickly. Here is Pham onto the near side and unable to get away on the dribble as she was stopped there by Maddie Birds, and now the foul will be called against the Tigers. Just under the 26-minute mark here in the first half. Quakers now on the year giving up 11 goals to this Depauw team. They lost the last time out back on October 7th by a final of 10-1. Pham can't get a stick here to the near side, and it will go out of bounds, and the Tigers will take over. Quakers last time out against Kenyon, they had one shot in that entire first half. And this is a Depauw team that beat Kenyon earlier this year. Here is Revelinsky to the far sideline. And not a very good pass, as that will go out of bounds. Quakers take the possession. Natalie Blatz will put it in play for the Quakers. And quickly stolen away, and here's Revelinsky once again. The way the skies are looking, we may see some rain here again pretty soon. Had a little rain shower earlier that quickly passed, but still not a bad night, a warm and windy night. Centering ball right in front of the goal, and there for the Tigers was Natalie Abbott, unable to get a stick on it as it goes wide to the left. And the Tigers will keep it out front. Boy, and Abbott nearly making this a 2-0 game early in this one. Ball back inside the strike circle. Posey able to clear it to the left. And for the Quakers on the dribble will be Caitlin Bruner. Bruner to the far sideline, unable to keep it in play, and the Tigers will take over once again. Tigers work it to the right. Ball lifted inside the circle. Korobkina with the right pad to knock that one away. Sam Belinsky trying to clear it out once again. Cannot do so. As quickly on the steal was Carretero once again for the Tigers. And we have a whistle and another penalty corner. This will be number 3 now for the Tigers. And we're coming up on the 23-minute mark here in the first half, and so far it has been all Depauw, as the Tigers have not allowed the Quakers to get on much of an attack at all. Here's a hard hit wide to the left, and that one will go off his stick. In fact, that was Riley Bruce with the shot. I'm not sure who had the stick on it last, trying to perhaps get a little bit of a change of direction on that ball toward the goal. It didn't happen. Quakers trying to get it past midfield into the attacking third, and once again cannot do so from behind. That's Goodbarn. And now the ball loose at midfield, and let's see who comes up with it for the Quakers. We have a whistle, and they called that against Depauw, as the Quakers had Olivia Honigman there. And now the Quakers here to the near side. Here's Turlings. Back to the middle of the field, just above the strike circle. Quakers get it in the circle, and an opportunity right here, penalty corner number 1. And you can hear the thunder. We may have some Some thunderstorms coming our way here relatively soon, as now the Quakers with their first penalty corner opportunity. From the left side, ball comes above the strike circle. Here's Megan Hutt. Megan with a shot attempt, knocked down, and still loose inside the circle. Depauw trying to get it out of there, and that'll be another penalty corner for the Quakers. PC number 2 for Earlham. Quakers will work at hash mark left. That'll be Caitlin Bruner. Boy, not a good hit by Bruner. The runner coming out, stopping the play right there as Turling's trying to make a move. And Turling's looking back toward the inside. Here is Megan Hutt to the right, centering. Ball goes wide. There's Posey for the Quakers, and there's a steal, and that'll go against the Quakers. So 2 penalty corners for Earlham, unable to come up with anything on that attack. Their first real attack of the day. And now we'll see the Tigers work back the other way. Whistle and a foul called against Earlham. Looks like they got Megan Hutt right there at midfield. Ball dropped behind once again for Depauw. Here's Miller. Miller looking to the near side once again as they'll have Maddie Birds on the attack. Pass intended for Bruce. And the Quakers able to come back with the steal and give credit that time to Honigman. But once again, that Depauw defense not allowing the Quakers to go on a counterattack as Goodbarn gets the steal. And Wyman works it to the far side. Just over 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Quakers down 1-0. Ball centered once again just inside the circle. That hit the leg that time of Natalie Abbott, so the Quakers, well, I thought they'd hit Abbott. They give it right back to Depauw. Looked like it hit Abbott first as the ball stays to the right side of the strike circle. And that'll be whistled dead right there at the spot of the foul. And the Tigers look to send it up once again. Good look at Carretero to the far side, and quickly they do a good job of reversing direction. Now they're going to attack from the middle. Here's Miller. Miller looking right side, has the ball again just outside the strike circle, but they keep possession as the Tigers keeping it away from the Earlham defense, but sneaking in there for the Quakers is Honigman. Honigman can't keep the ball very long, is now an opportunity once again right in front of the net, and the goal scored. That time it was number 7, Karina Barantis, who has come into the lineup, but Barantis will get the second goal. And the Quakers find themselves down now 2-0 here in the first half. Boy, just too much time in front of the net for the Quakers defensively, and the one thing you got to do is get that ball out of there, and Earlham unable to do so. So a goal off of the penalty corner, and now a goal scored following the steal and the possession by the Tigers, in which the Quakers unable to clear it out of the strike circle. That foul will be called against Addie Ball of Depauw. Winding up and hitting that one all the way downfield. But there's Wyman there for the Tigers. Wyman trying to work by Caitlin Bruner as the ball goes to the far sideline and out of bounds, and last touched by Wyman of Depauw. Let's see if the Quakers can get something going right here offensively. Rain now starting to come down here at Darrell Bean Stadium. Coming down pretty well, too. And they won't stop this unless there would be lightning at some point, so they're going to have to play through the rain. Quakers have it far side. That'll be Blatz for the Quakers. Earlham trying to stay on the offensive right here, and Depauw able to steal that one away, and you can really hear the rain coming down. You can even see it there in the lights here at Darrell Bean Stadium. And it doesn't look like it's going to last very long. It'd be a short rain shower and then probably clear out of here pretty quick like the one we saw earlier. That'll make things a little slicker down on the turf here tonight as well. As the ball comes to the near side and will go out of play. Wind continues to blow as the Tigers attacking into the rain and the wind. Earlham trying to double team on the ball of Revelinski. And a foul called against the Quakers. 17-16 remaining first half. Centering ball goes wide to the right. Was a good attempt that time by Matty Birds to find a teammate right in front of the net. Now the ball comes all the way back out to midfield, stolen away. Once again, Depauw on the steal. That'll be Miller. Whistle dead, called against the Tigers. Again, this brief rain shower should be out of here, looks like within the next couple of minutes or so. As that one goes out of bounds to the far side, and we'll see Grace Waldman out of St. Louis, Missouri is checked in to the Depauw lineup, putting it in play. And the Quakers able to come up with a takeaway. Let's see if they can go on the counterattack. Here is Caitlin Bruner. Bruner on the dribble, being defended side by side by Goodbarn. And now another Depauw player coming in to look for the double team as Goodbarn gets a stick on it. And Caitlin Bruner trying to get by. Goodbarn cannot do so, and Goodbarn will flip that one out of bounds. And they will say it was last touched by the Quakers. So the brief rain shower is gone, and so now Depauw back on the counterattack once again as that one will go deep into Earlham territory. And a nice steal. Boy, that time it was Sam Belinsky getting the steal for the Quakers. She works that to the far sideline, goes out of bounds, and once again Quakers will take over. Down 2-0 here in the first half of play. Ball comes back near sideline once again, and the Tigers will look to attack from there. Here's Bruce. Boy, it looked like Bruce was expecting, or at least attempting, as Addie Ball had the possession, and was expecting maybe Goodbarn to do a little give and go, and there was a give but no go on the play. But now the Tigers putting it in play here to the near sideline will go out of bounds. And last touch by the Tigers, we'll see Sarah Simon come in, a freshman defenseman out of Town and Country, Missouri. Ball in the strike circle, goes now to the right, and the Quakers trying to go on the possession right there, and that'll be whistled dead. As now the Quakers on the counterattack, the winds continue to get a little bit stronger. You can hear the wind right there. Tigers into the wind as that ball will go to the right and just off the post to the left on the shot attempt. As the Quakers survive that one, and that one about as close as you're going to get on the post left. Tigers keep it. Able to steal that one away for the Quakers was Turlings. And unable to clear that one out of their own zone as the Quakers back on their heels defensively. Once again, here's Megan Hutt. Hutt also trying to get that one cleared away. And for the Quakers momentarily was Grasso, as now the ball comes up the near sideline. The rain stopping a little bit here in the first half of play as the ball will go out of bounds here on the near side. The goal fell down just to our right. The wind was that strong that it took the goal for the Tigers, knocked it over. So now the Quakers back on the attack here to the near side once again, and unable to keep that one going out of bounds, Isabella Grasso. And the Tigers will regain the possession with just over 13 minutes remaining here in the first half. Whistle and a foul against Depauw. Megan Hutt, that one goes high over the goal. So once again, Earlham will take it back out around the 25-yard line and go on the attack from that point. Here's Turlings. Turlings trying to dribble between a couple of defenders and quickly taken away that time by Goodbarn. Ball passed to the near side to Bruce. Quakers there defensively come up with a steal themselves. There's Turlings once again as that one wound up and hit high, and that'll go against the Quakers as Megan Hutt trying to get something going offensively. Boy, Megan has been keyed on over the last few games. She has been able to put some points on the board for the Quakers. As we mentioned, they've been outscored in their last now 7 games, 30-3. And Earlham just unable to get anything going on offense. That ball top of the strike circle and quickly taken away. Good defense again by the Tigers. That was Miller once again. Miller's been all over the place defensively tonight for the Tigers. As stolen away again. Megan Hutt trying to get that ball inside the circle and quickly taken away by Sarah Simon. And now the Tigers back on the counterattack up the right sideline. Now they're going to work that ball back to the middle of the field. Quakers better get back quickly on defense. One of those that did get back for Earlham was Sam Belinsky. And now the Tigers from the right side. That ball all the way down to Korbkina, able to knock that one out in the pad as the ball goes to the far sideline, and that'll be whistled dead. And they'll call that against the Quakers. Now let's wait and see who they're going to give that ball to. In fact, they're going to give that over to the Quakers, so it'll be Earlham taking over. And here's Natalie Blatz. Now the rain passing through, and the good news is no stoppage of play here in the first half. Earlham unable to get that out of their zone. Ball worked to the right side of the strike circle. Here's Abbott. Abbott deep in the corner against Blatz. And that will be called against Abbott, Quakers. Long shot all the way to midfield, but again, waiting there defensively for the Tigers, Sarah Simon. And you'll get a good look right here at Riley Miller. Miller on the dribble here to the near side, looking ahead. Tori Posey was trying to get a stick on that one. That'll be whistled against the Tigers. As Karina Barantis called on the foul. Quakers unable to get it past midfield once again. Tigers back on the counterattack. Ball work to the right side there for the Quakers. Christina Bruner coming up with the loose ball, but then it goes out of bounds. Carretero comes back in now for Depauw. Tigers work it back out front, and they'll reset it. They'll dump it behind and then work it from midfield. Try to really spread that Earlham defense out and look for an opening if it's possible. Cortero once again for the Tigers. The ball right in front of Korbkina as she knocks that one away. And here's Blatz taking that one to the far side, and I'm not sure exactly what the intentions were, but the ball did go out of bounds, last touched by the Tigers. And so once again, Earlham unable to get on the attack, but now they will have it in the zone for Depauw in the attacking third. Here's Caitlin Bruner. Bruner on the dribble. That one all the way to the goal line, knocked away as that one goes deep into the corner. And a battle for the loose ball as Grace Waldman is there for the Tigers. And once again, Caitlin Bruner puts a stick on that one, but knocked down very quickly by Sarah Simon. And now the Tigers back on the counterattack the other way. And boy, did they move the ball up the field quickly. They keep that stick and the ball in front of them. And that pass will go just underneath the stick Barantis and goes out of play. So the Tigers turn that one over. Here the thunderstorms in the background, those that just passed through moments ago, our second brief shower we've had here on the night. Here to the near side, that'll be Turlings. Here's Pham. Boy, Pham's got to protect that ball a little bit better than she did, as you saw Birds just come in and steal that one away, and it was a little bit too easy. On the counterattack once again, here's Simon. Simon looking to the right sideline, and here's where the Tigers look to go back on their attack. Quakers have to hustle back quickly on defense. Ball inside the strike circle. Good centering pass, and it's knocked down by Belinsky. And this one, also Korbkina able to get a high stick on that one on the attempt that time by Berliner. Ball stays in Depauw possession as that one down to the goal line. We have a penalty corner right there. That'll be number 4 now for the Tigers. Quakers with 2 penalty corners here in the first half. Depauw with 4. Tigers will work this one from the hash mark to the left. Ball quickly to the top. That's exactly what you need to do. They work it back to the left side. The shot attempt, and that one is good. That was Robolinski, I believe, it was Addie Ball, number 25. Addie Ball got the goal for Depauw. And it's now 3-0. They have now scored off 2 of the 4 penalty corners that they have had here tonight. So now we're back underway here in the first half. Clock had not started. It should be at about 6:25 right now. And they still have 6:38 on the clock. I've got it at 6:15. Here they go. I'm gonna have to stop my clock till it catches up, so the players get a little free time right here. And it gets down to 6:11. We'll start our clock once again as the Quakers down now 3-0 here in the first half. Earlham here to the near side. Turling's winding up. That one stopped on a stick there by Addie Ball. And we'll get that clock rolling once again as the ball goes into Earlham territory. And once again, the Tigers putting the pressure on that Earlham defense. There's Turlings trying to clear it to the near side as it goes deep into the corner. Ball now to midfield, and on the attack, Earlham. So far, the Quakers have had very little consistency on getting on attacks, and boy, there was a ball available to anyone, and it was Caratero there to pick up that 50-50 ball, and those are the kind of balls Quakers will have to get to if they plan on winning this one here tonight, or at least staying competitive with the Tigers. Nice pass to the right wing. Boy, Tigers do a good job of not holding on to that ball very long unless they're on the attack. And I'm talking about the open field attack. Ball to the right, now inside the strike circle, winding up, hitting that one hard. It goes out of play. Korbkina there playing that one to the post right. See where they'll place the ball down. They'll bring it all the way to the hash mark. As the Tigers work to the right side once again, they again have had 2 goals outside the penalty corner, and that's been big today. 2 penalty corner goals for the Tigers. Quakers have been unable to stop that one with any success. We talk about a 50% success rate here in the first half. Foul called in the Tigers. And once again, the Quakers failed to get back out on the attack. Numbers will probably look rather lopsided by the time we get to halftime if the Quakers can't get a few shots here in the first half. against Sarah Gundert. We mentioned Gundert's numbers are very impressive and should be inside the circle. Let's see what the Tigers look to do right here as that one goes past the goal line. Let's see who touched it last. I believe it was Korbkina who touched it last. Coming close to the final 3 minutes of the first half of play. Grace Waldman trying to lead that attack out front for the Tigers. And now Depauw, top of the strike circle, winding up and knocked away. That pad shot knocked away that time by Korbkina off the attempt by Revelinski. And Korbkina able to get a right pad on that one to knock that one away. Boy, but she's also, when she came out that time, left a lot of room to her right. And Earlham's going to have to get a defender back there to help her out. Ball stolen away. Good steal there by Grasso. Grasso looking ahead, but the pass too long down the line for Thu Pham. And now the Tigers work it back to the middle, and boy, once it came to the near side, nobody there for the Quakers, and you can see Earlham peeling back on defense as quick as they can, and that'll be whistled dead against the Tigers with 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. That one touched the leg of Riley Miller. Here's Megan Hutt. Megan guarded very closely here to the near side by Maddie Birds. And now Megan trying to get that ball inside the circle, does so. There's Thu Pham once again. It goes out of play, and the Quakers unable to get that attack going as they'll see who they give that ball to. It'll be to Earlham. It was last touched by the Tigers down on the goal line. Ball out front. Attack stopped as the Quakers commit that violation. So now the Tigers take over. Tori Whitteman has come in now, number 1. Whitteman is out of Baldwin, New York. She's a sophomore. And so the Tigers have gone deep into their bench here in the first half. Quakers work it to the far sideline. For the Quakers, Caitlin Bruner trying to go through defenders, 2 defenders, and that'll be whistled against the Tigers. Christina Bruner on the far side for Earlham, quickly stolen away, and now the Tigers going back on the counterattack as they'll work it up the right sideline. That ball, again, will stay to the right as Miller there for the Tigers. And Depauw able to keep the ball in their possession. They would love to get one more right here at the end of the first half. And that pass intended just to the left and over the stick that time of Addie Ball. And so the Tigers unable to capitalize right there. Could have been an interesting situation with Ball pretty much by herself to the left. And the Quakers unable to get that one to Turlings. And we're coming now to the final few seconds of the first half of play. That's whistled against the Tigers, and we are going to head to the locker room, and the Quakers have some work to do to get themselves back into this one in the second half as we have now made it to halftime. So that will do it for the first half of play, and the Tigers on top of the Quakers here in the first half. That score of 3-0. We will come back once we get the first half statistics. We'll pass those along to you as we bring you Earlham Field Hockey right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Reynolds Plumbing, the area's leader in residential and commercial plumbing. Fast, friendly, 24-hour emergency service. You name it, they can fix it. Whether it's installation, remodeling, sump pumps, well pumps, water heaters, or sewer camera service, they now have service on heating and air conditioning. Give them a call at 966-0994 for free estimates. Reynolds Plumbing, 198 South 2nd Street in Richmond.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot district that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot district. It really is better than being home.
Hey, Chuck, where are you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
Alums, want to connect with the college and your fellow Earlham alumni? Attend an alumni event. Our office is always organizing events locally and around the country and on campus during homecoming and reunion weekend. For information on upcoming events, visit earlham.edu/alumni. We hope to see you soon.
Jiffy Lube of Richmond features the Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change. As much as you paid for your vehicle, keep it on the road as long as possible. The Jiffy Lube Signature Service Oil Change is more than an oil change. It's preventative maintenance to keep your car running smoothly. Jiffy Lube, 2993 East Main in Richmond. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 5.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
We are at halftime, and the Quakers trail this one 3-0. Here's how the goals were scored in the first half. At the 5:53 mark, it was Riley Bruce, assisted by Rose Revelinski, and that made it 1-0 again at the 5:53 mark. Karina Barantis scored the second goal just about 10 minutes later at 15:43. The assist by Riley Bruce, that made it 2-0 Depauw. And then Rose Revelinski got the goal, the final goal of the first half. Revelinski scored at 28:30, and that was assisted by Addie Ball. And that's where we stand in the first half as our score of 3-0. For Depauw, they had 9 shots in the opening half of play. Earlham only 3. There were 4 penalty corners by Depauw. The Quakers with only 2. And in the first half, Sarah Gundert only, in fact, had no shots against her from a save standpoint, so no saves in the first half. Korbkina with a save, giving up 3 goals. The Quakers on their 3 shots, Megan Hutt had 2, and Tori Posey had 1. And for Depauw, they were led by Revelinski with 2, and Riley Bruce with 2 shots, with Revelinski 2 shots on goal in the first half. And that's where we stand right now. The Quakers, again, offensively, just can't get anything going. Now they've been outscored 32-6 this year in the first half. And over the last now 7 games, have been outscored 31-3. We'll come back with the second half in just a few moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Field Hockey right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Give your child's brain a boost by having a regular bedtime. Hi, I'm Bill Stanczykiewicz with a message from the Indiana Youth Institute and H.H. Gregg. Researchers at the University College London found that when kids go to bed at the same time every night, they do better on tests. Not enough sleep can hurt children's academic performance and their overall health. So start with a regular bedtime when a child is young. A 15-minute pre-bedtime routine, including brushing teeth and a short story, can help prepare your child for going to sleep. Even on weekends and on school breaks, have kids go to sleep at about the same time as on a school night. School-age children should have about 10 hours of sleep each night. This Kids Count Minute is a message from the Indiana Youth Institute and H.H. Gregg. H.H. Gregg, we help. For more parent tips, go to IYI.org/kids.
Kids count on you.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot district that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Mancino's Pizza and Grinders, the very best in pizza and grinders. We use only the highest quality meats, cheeses, and vegetables. It's impossible not to taste the difference. Every morning we bake our bread to ensure our customers the freshest sandwiches. Mancino's offers more than grinders. They also have fantastic specialty pizzas and salads. Stop by for lunch, dinner, or after the game. Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. The taste of quality you expect.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all hand-picked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
You've got too much stuff in your house or in your business and nowhere to put it all. What do? Here's the answer. Quaker City Storage in Richmond. Quaker City Storage offers various size units for either short-term or long-term storage. You'll get the best rates in town, and you always have 24-hour lighted access to your stuff. Quaker City Storage on Industrial Parkway next to A House Tool. Quaker City Storage is a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium on the campus of Earlham College as we're ready for the second half. Quakers again have a lot of work to do to get back into this one here in the second half of play. The final game coming up on Saturday. A reminder, we will be underway at 11 o'clock. Saturday morning is homecoming weekend. We'll bring you not only the field hockey matchup, football coming up on Saturday, men's and women's soccer on Saturday as well. As we are ready to go here in the second half of play, and the Quakers will be attacking now from right to left. And once they whistle this one, we're ready to go. And so the second half underway, 35 minutes for the Quakers to turn things around. This time, in fact, the wind looks like it has died down a little bit. We had all that wind and rain coming out of the west in the first half, and so now Depauw will have the wind at their back here in the second half of play. Here's Waldman to the near side. A couple of changes in that Depauw lineup here in the second half. Here is Rose Ravelinski, who had a good first half for the Tigers. And now on the near side, here is Caitlin Bruner. Bruner trying to go through two defenders. And both defenders with their stick low to the ground, able to come up with a steal. And that'll be Waldman once again there for the Tigers. For head coach Heather Moore, trying to talk to her defense right now. That ball back to the middle of the field, and this is really where Depauw can be very dangerous, because then they can overload you one side, make your defense shift, and then get that ball quickly back to the other side. Inside the strike circle, just to the right, as Depauw gets a look right here, and that one will be hit to the right off the goal as Waldman, looking for her first goal, tried to make this a 4-0 matchup here in the first half. But Waldman just a little bit to the right. And now here's Sam Belinsky for the Quakers. Belinsky trying to go through two defenders, and pass was intended for Christina Bruner. And now the ball down to the goal line. Good centering ball, but maybe a little bit high. Tigers get it inside the circle, and we've got a whistle, and that'll stop that play. Boy, the Quakers, again, they've got to find a way to clear that out of there faster. Boy, that one hit well by Megan Hutt, as that one goes out of bounds here to the near side, last touched by the Tigers. And Earlham quickly trying to go on the attack on the near sideline. That's Megan Hutt, who again winds up and fires that one down the sideline, and that will go past the goal line. And I know her intentions are good right now to try to get that ball into Depauw territory, but there's no one there, and has been no one there to accept the pass, and so the Tigers able to regain the possession. Tigers work it left side. Once again, they'll come back to the middle, and this has been pretty steady attack this evening for the Tigers. Work it one side, get it back to the middle, try to get that defense to overshift a little bit, and then go on the attack once again. And they really do a nice job of spreading the field and getting some open spaces in that Earlham defense. Tigers work it left side of the strike circle. That one was off the stick for a moment of Maddie Birds. Birds almost looked like she lost it for a second, and that'll be called against the Tigers. Quakers take over. That is Turling. She'll wind up and try to send that one deep, but there's the defense again for the Tigers, able to come up with a steal, working it inside the strike circle, just in front of the goal to the right. And there was Barantis once again looking for the goal, and that was about as close as you're going to get once again. But the Tigers keep the possession as that ball was last touched by the Quakers. And that was way too close that time. Ball worked out front. Here is Honigman for the Quakers on defense. Good stick work there by Goodbarn out front. If nothing is there, the Tigers have done a good job of trying to dump that behind and reset. As the ball worked to the left side. Good look at Birds. Birds down on the goal line. Ball inside the circle. Posey gets a stick on it, able to clear that one away. And now a good look at Whitteman, who gets the start in the second half for the Tigers. And now for Earlham, here's Megan Hutt. Whistled from behind. That foul called on the Tigers. Hutt looking to the left, intended for Caitlin Bruner. Bruner able to run that one down in the sideline. Bruner on the one-handed dribble, gets it inside the circle, centers that ball, knocked away by the goalkeeper, and we've got a whistle, and that'll go against the Quakers. Caitlin Bruner doing a nice job, the one-handed attack on the dribble, and Unfortunately, no one there on the centering pass. And now here is Bolensky on the steal. Now to the near side, and that was Caitlin Bruner having it stolen away. And once again, the Tigers go on the counterattack. They have numbers right now. Here's Waldman. Waldman looking ahead as she looks to see what might be available. The centering pass is going to go a little bit past the stick that time of Wyman, or was that Abbott? Actually, Abbott was there momentarily. Quakers caught a break as they had that pass go a little bit behind Wyman. And that ball will be cleared to the far side, and Earlham unable to get anything going again on the offensive attack as Depauw will put it in play from the sideline. Tigers left of the strike circle. Earlham coming up with it as there defensively was Pham. And once again, Tigers get the steal inside the strike circle. That one just to the right as that one will carry him to the near side. Quakers defensively, I'm not sure who got a stick on it or if that one, and in fact, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Corb Kina. So one of the defensemen there for the Quakers able to knock that one away. And Earlham unable to clear it once again as Blatz topping that ball to the near side. And here is Waldman once again. Waldman looking to center that ball, taken away by Megan Hutt, and Megan finding her teammate Caitlin Bruner. Here's Bruner once again, one of the better dribblers in the conference, but unable to get by the defender up the sideline. As coming up with the steal was Wyman, and the ball goes out of bounds here on the near side. It'll stay with the Tigers. Quakers trail it 3-0. And that'll be an easy call against the Quakers as Grasso called on the foul. Ball comes back to the middle of the field. Let's see if they'll work it, or they're going to go ahead and take it on in on the dribble attempt, and we will have a penalty corner. You knew it was coming as Goodbarn got by that front line, and the Quakers unable to stop her. This will be the 5th penalty corner. The Tigers have scored on 2 penalty corners here tonight. They now have 5. Earlham has 2. Ball quickly out top. They'll work it to the left, and that one shot and scored. That's the 3rd time that the Tigers have scored on the penalty corner. And once we get word on who scored it, officially we will let you know. And that might be the first time this year that the Quakers have given up 3 goals on penalty corners. Pham will come out for the Quakers. We'll see Saren Keskin come in. The goal officially by Grace Waldman. So Waldman with a goal. Start the clock. Waldman will get the goal, and now the Quakers down in this one 4-0. Tigers work it now to the near side. Ball comes back to the middle of the field, and that's where the Quakers able to get a temporary takeaway. That'll be whistled against Earlham once again, and the Tigers to the near side. Barantis there for the Tigers. The Quakers here on the near sideline. That'll go out of bounds. Last touched by Abbott. And now Earlham will put it into play. This will be Natalie Blatz. Waldman got a stick on it, at least stopped the momentum for a moment. The backside official whistling that one dead against the Tigers. Well, the numbers keep building now. The Quakers in their last 6 games have been outscored now 32-3. Tigers take over once again, just not maybe what Earlham had expected, though they played some pretty good teams in the NCAC. Lead pass knocked away. It'll stay with the Tigers. And Depauw wasting no time getting right back into their offensive set. Ball inside the circle. That's where you can score your goal in fact, you can shoot it from outside the circle, but it has to touch a teammate or another player in order to count as a goal. As Turling's trying to clear that one out to the left. Boy, for Korobkina, she's way outside the box area. And so Korobkina trying to gamble a little bit to take that one at least as far to the left as she could. Only problem was it didn't look like, again, the Randy defenders waiting from behind to try to help her out a little bit. That ball knocked down, last touched. In fact, that may have hit the leg of Turling's. So now the Tigers will look to go on the attack from the left side of the strike circle. Nice little give and go inside. Ball centered. Korobkina trying to knock that one away. A pile of players right in front of the goal. And Belinsky there for the Quakers on defense. And it will stay Depauw ball. A good job by Belinsky helping out Korobkina in goal. Here's Birds once again. Birds inside the circle. Korobkina knocks that one down. It gets loose and then goes in. That may have been number 7, Barantis once again. But now the Quakers find themselves down in this one 5-0. Boy, way too many opportunities for the Tigers, and the Quakers just unable to stop that ball inside the circle. We mentioned Korobkina had gotten out of position a couple of times, but she's gambling knowing you're down 5-0. And Depauw made the Quakers pay once again for Earlham. That'll be Honigman to the far sideline. Ball stolen away by Goodbarn, but then Earlham able to regain the possession and go on the counterattack once again. Ball inside the circle. Earlham has a chance right here, and that is Caitlin Brunner, and will have a penalty corner. Good attack that time by Isabella Grasso. Quakers will have their third penalty corner. And this is where Earlham needs to score. You have a man advantage right here. It depends on how quickly you get that ball out, and that ball, too much bounce on that pass. It goes by Megan Hutt, and the Tigers able to come up with a steal. That ball has to stay on the ground in order for you to get a good attack on, and the Quakers unable to do so that time. Here's Whitteman once again looking to center that ball as she works it against Megan Hutt on the far sideline. Megan once again hustling after another steal. And the Tigers overrun that one. That was Simon there for the Tigers. For Earlham, it's Keskin down on the goal line. Simon there to get the steal, and they'll call that foul against the Quakers. So right now, nothing going the Quakers' way here this evening. Earlham will play Wittenberg on Saturday. As we mentioned, that will be an 11 o'clock start time. Football will follow at around, I believe, 2:30 that afternoon as the Earlham football team looking for their first win. They'll take on Hanover on Saturday afternoon. Belinsky really hustling down the field, taking that ball away from Riley Bruce. Goal change right here for the Tigers as we see Sarah Foy come in out of Goshen, Kentucky. And so Foy in goal now for the final 22 minutes of this one. Tigers look to attack from the middle of the field. Once again, Quakers able to get a steal. Here's Posey. Posey all by herself, though she does have help with Christina Brunner to her left. Or was that Caitlin? Caitlin Brunner was actually the one who was streaking down the middle of the field. And if Posey happened to see her to her left. The Quake opportunity for a look right there. Here's Megan Hutt. Megan inside the strike circle. Ball right in front of the goalkeeper, Foy, and then it squirts away, and it'll be a penalty corner. Boy, Foy almost challenged for the first time tonight in her short minute and a half in the game. And so once again, this will be the fourth penalty corner now for the Quakers, and they'll work it on the hash mark left. This will be Caitlin Bruner. And Bruner outside to Turlings. Turling's shot will come up short. Ball stayed in the circle for a moment, then quickly squirts out to the left side where they'll have a one-on-one battle. And eventually it'll be for the Quakers coming up with it, Megan Hutt. But then the Tigers able to get the steal once again. Here's Honigman now to the near sideline. That whistle will be blown against the Tigers. Here's Megan Hutt once again, unable to continue on the dribble as that ball tipped away. Here's Samantha Carlin, who is now checked in the lineup for Depauw. Carlin out of Glen Ellen, Illinois. Ball here to the near side once again as Depauw now going on the attack. Here to the near side, here's Barantis in the circle, and Korobkina able to get a pad on that one. Stays in the circle for the Tigers. Now the centering ball, and that one will be knocked down. Korobkina gets a pad on it once again as it goes out of play, but it will stay Depauw ball. And now the Tigers will attack from the top, just outside the strike circle. Pass going to the right. Stays all the way to the goal line. Last touched by the Tigers is Barantis, the last one to touch it there for Depauw. And Earlham again clearing that one out, but they don't keep a possession right here as Depauw able to come back and get that loose ball. Quakers trying to go on the attack as Honigman has it taken away. Ball inside the circle once again. Korobkina quickly back in position as the Quakers unable to clear that one out of their zone once again. And the Tigers look to center this ball in the middle. Always a couple of defensemen back there for Depauw, and the Quakers stopped again on the counterattack. Now Depauw in the attacking third, knocked away. There's Posey on the steal. Posey down 3-2 in this one on the attack, unable to get the ball past midfield until she got it now to Megan Hutt. Hutt unable to get by those defenders, and the Tigers again come up with the steal. Well, this ball being played between the 30-yard lines here, and neither team able to do much with it here in the last minute and a half or so. Ball goes to the far sideline, and that'll be whistled dead against the Quakers, and Depauw quickly on the attack. Here's Annie Stevenson. Stevenson wearing number 22 as that ball gets inside the circle. And now quickly squirts to the far sideline, and that's where Honigman will now take over. Quakers again unable to get that attack going because the ball went too far. And Depauw with two men back able to stop that attack. And once again, a good look at Riley Bruce. As we come up on the 17-minute mark here in the second half. Tigers steal it away once again, but not a good stick that time by Wyman. And now Wyman coming back, looking midfield, and that will find Samantha Carlin. Carlin against Posey. And whistle dead. That foul against the Quakers. They'll get Posey. Here's Barantis. Quakers able to get a steal themselves. Here's Natalie Blatz. Blatz on the dribble. She goes by Wyman. Blatz taking that one all the way to the corner. Inside to Pham, and then a collision between Pham and looked like that may have been Goodbarn. And that'll be called against Pham. Earlham volleyball team in action tonight as they are taking on Defiance at the Athletics and Wellness Center. It is senior night. That ball inside the circle as the Tigers save that one from going out of bounds. That was Bruce back to Whitteman. Another change now as we'll see Maddie Birds come back in for the Tigers. And taking a seat will be Grace Goodbarn. Tigers back on the counter once again. Well, that was Bolensky. Here the sticks cracking all the way up here as Abbott trying to get it by Bolensky. Sarah and Keskin coming out of the Quaker lineup, and we'll see Grace Mackul come in. And the Tigers once again keep the possession. If you looked at a possession clock here tonight, they have really had the possession of this one. Pham there to knock that one away, and a hard hit in Depauw territory. If the Quakers go on to lose this one, and it looks likely they will fall to 3-10 in the NCAC, their losing streak will now go to 3. And they will lose their 12th game of the year. For the Quakers on the steal, that is Megan Hutt. Hutt has it taken away. She turned against Maddie Birds. And now Birds in the middle of the field looking to go on the attack once again as that ball in the zone now for the Quakers. Here is the loose ball as Whitteman can't keep up with that one, and it goes out of play past the goal line. And a turnover there for the Tigers. See how Earlham will try to go on the attack here as Bolensky looking to the right. They were before dumping it behind, but the Tigers had two defenders keeping the Quakers from doing so. I'm trying to see who was on the backside. That may have been Blatz on the backside. The Quakers against Kenyon had dumped it back a couple of times and tried to go on the attack from the opposite side. As that ball inside the circle, knocked away once again by Korobkina. As the Quakers will see Sam Bolensky go to the turf. I was mentioning the ball can't come back to the backside because the Tigers have had two defenders there waiting. That ball again will go out of play, and the Quakers now will put it back into play here on the near side, and they're trying to clear it out of there with a hard shot, and I'm not sure exactly why, but they haven't had any luck doing that today. Is now Megan Hutt on the dribble here to the near side. Megan deep in the corner, well defended there by Wyman. A little extra shoving and pushing going on, which in field hockey is a no-no. See that Caitlin Bruner has checked out of the Quaker lineup. We'll see how quickly they'll get her back in. Tigers again will dump behind the defense, look to attack to the middle, and that will go against the Tigers. And now the Quakers will put it in play. That'll be Turlings for Earlham. Inside the circle to the right. And we have a penalty corner. Number 5 down for the Quakers. Depauw with 5, Earlham with 5. And we have seen the Tigers tonight score on 3 of 5 penalty corners. Ball comes way out past. Once again, you got to get that ball at the top of the strike circle and attack from there, and the Quakers, no success again. Inside the circle, and that one will squirt wide to the left and going past the goal line, so the Tigers come up empty on that attack. 5-0 here in the second half as we're coming up on the 11-minute mark. Earlham now to the far side. That'll be Grasso on the dribble. Tigers get the steal, work it back to midfield. For the Quakers, here's Blatz on defense against Abbott. Abbott losing that ball. Posey had it for a moment, then they'll get Posey on the penalty. Once again, Tigers able to bring that just shy of midfield, and that's where they'll set it up from there. Quakers for the at least second straight game we've done is this one inside the circle, and the backhand attempt no good. As Sarah Simon tried to get that one from the left side. But Earlham again unable to generate anything offensively here this evening. Here's Megan Hutt. Hutt midfield. Now into Depauw territory. Megan, nice dribble inside the circle. Megan with a backhand shot, knocked down in front of the net. And quickly taken out of there, Depauw surviving that one. That was a pretty good backhand shot attempt by Megan Hutt. Quakers can't capitalize. And once again, Depauw back on the counter. But there's Posey with the steal at midfield. That one's knocked down by Wyman. Wyman now changing her direction to the near side. And we'll look to center that ball. But there's Posey coming up with the steal. And now it'll be Samantha Carlin there for the Tigers. As we come up on the 9-minute mark. Tigers back inside the circle. Nothing there that time for Whitteman, so she wisely brings it back outside. Once again inside the circle, and that one just wide to the right. Looked like that may have been Natalie Abbott on the shot attempt. Depauw will keep it as that one was ricocheted just to the right of the Earlham goal. And again, the Tigers look to go back on the attack once again. Quakers will stop, and once again for Earlham, it'll be Megan Hutt. Megan will wind up and hit that one like a golf shot as that one clears about 5 different players on both teams. And again, the Tigers putting the pressure back on that Earlham defense, trying to get their 6th goal of the night. They beat the Quakers earlier this year by a final of 10-1. As here's Caitlin Bruner on the dribble up the right sideline, got by another defender. Here's Bruner. Bruner on the backhand, now winding up and hitting that one, and a good attempt that time by Bruner, as that will go out of play. And once again, the Tigers will take the possession. Earlham able to get the steal. Here is Megan Hutt, and the foul will be called against the Tigers. It looked like they got number 20, Sarah Simon, on that foul. Earlham right side of the circle. They didn't wait long. Now an opportunity inside the circle near the goal line. It could be a corner right here, and it is. This will be corner number 6, though the Quakers, unlike what we've seen Depauw with 3 goals off corners, Quakers have had no success in 5 here tonight. Caitlin Brunner, again, puts a little bit too much bounce into that one as Megan Hutt looking to Turlings on the right. Megan gets it back out front and scores. So Megan Hutt gets on the board here in the second half, and the Quakers trail this one 5-1. So nice to see Earlham on the board as we're down to our final 6:39 and counting here in the second half of play. Here is Caitlin Brunner once again. Ball whistle dead. They'll call that against the Quakers. Now Depauw attacking in the middle of that field once again. And the Quakers able to get a steal deep in their own territory, but regaining the possession momentarily was Abbott as we go back and forth. Ball to the near side. That'll be Grasso. Stolen away now by Waldman. Waldman looking ahead. That'll be knocked out by Posey. Posey with the backhand stick. And here's Waldman now to the near side. That'll go out of bounds. The foul was called before the ball went out of bounds, so it will go over to Earlham. Boy, winding up again was Blatz. Like they're having a driving contest tonight between Blatz and Megan Hutt, who can get that ball down the field further, but unable to get the opportunity to go on an attack like that, as that will be shot and knocked away as Maddie Birds on the attempt from the right wing. And again, we'll see the Tigers take that ball out front, and that's where they'll set things up. 5-1, Depauw leading here in the second half. Tigers looking for their 11th win in the conference and their 12th win overall. Back inside the circle once again. Blatz there to get a stick on it to knock it wide to the right, and it goes out of play. That may have been Revelinski there for the Tigers who knocked it out of bounds. Belinsky trying to bring it down to the near side on the hard hit. And for the Quakers, that's Christina Brunner. Here's Pham. Pham here to the near side. Boy, an easy takeaway there by Wyman as it goes out of bounds. And that'll be Megan Hutt. Here's Megan between two defenders. Boy, every time she turns around, there's a defender there. Megan, by the way, with that goal, her 9th goal of the year. As now the Tigers back into Earlham territory. Good passing here to the near side, just off the front of the stick of Barantis. And now the ball inside the circle, and there's another goal. So the Tigers come right back and get a goal themselves. Very well may have been number 1. I think that might have been Whitteman on the goal. But again, once we get official word, we'll certainly let you know. So the Tigers make it a 6-1 game. That one off the foot of a Tiger player. Or did they change that? Nope, they're going to say it was off the foot of an Earlham player. And so now the Tigers back on the attack as we're coming up on the 3-minute mark here in the second half. Tigers more than likely at this stage have, well, and they are in a comfortable lead, can look to use a little clock right here and a little ball control and run this one out the rest of the way. Tigers get it across midfield into Earlham territory, and apparently they're not content on just controlling it as they get it inside the circle. That's Posey. And able to knock it down is Grasso. Backside official making the call, whistling that one against the Tigers. But like what has happened so much tonight, now that Caitlin Bruner trying to go on the counterattack, the Quakers have had very little success on most of the night tonight, just trying to go on an attack because of that Depauw defense. Ball goes out of bounds on the far sideline. And again, Earlham will try to put it in play from the right, and Megan unable to get the pass off. And that lead pass will now find Abbott. Abbott to the middle. If she can get it there quickly, and relatively easy attack, but the ball was too late coming to Barantis. If she gets it there sooner, she may have had a one-on-one against Kate Korbkina. And we're coming up on 1 minute remaining. Caitlin Bruner had it inside or at least just outside the strike circle, trying to go on the attack, and that'll be whistled dead once again. Quakers take over with a minute remaining. Tigers down to perhaps their final possession of the night. There is a nice steal by Pham. Pham quickly draws the double team, and the foul will be called against the Tigers. Down to our final 30 seconds in this one. Quakers get one last opportunity. Here is Megan Hutt once again. Hutt with the centering ball, and Pham in front of the goal, and that'll be a penalty corner. And again, it will not end on the penalty corner here, even if time does run out. 7 seconds and counting, as the Quakers will have their final opportunity to score. Caitlin Bruner putting a stick into that one, as the Quakers will continue to play through the penalty corner. And that ball stolen away, and that's going to do it. So the Quakers lose here tonight by a final score of 6-1. The Quakers now find themselves at 4-12 on the year, 3-10 in the NCAC. They've now lost 3 in a row. Depauw will snap a 1-game losing skid after they lost their last matchup to Denison in overtime by a final of 2-1. Depauw will improve to 12-4. They are now 11-2 in the NCAC. And again, we'll be back here Saturday. Wittenberg will be in town. 11 o'clock start time right here at Darrell Bean Stadium. Final score once again, Depauw 6, Earlham 1. This has been Earlham Field Hockey, the Radio Troy Digital Sports.